Diddle Arena for this Conference USA matchup, a big one between Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. Michael Grady alongside former Villanova guard and Texas Tech head coach Chris Walker. Carson Williams has been hot and early going for the Hilltoppers.
He certainly has. They talk about Charles Bassey being hurt. This guy has picked up the slack. He has made the most of his opportunity inside that arc. He is tough to beat, and if you don't box him out with that big body, very agile, he just makes it happen.
Called him a baby bull. He has 6 points, 3 or 4 shooting from the floor in the early going of this game. The magnitude of this game really goes without saying. 2 of the top 3 teams in the Conference USA standings. Louisiana Tech tied with North Texas atop the Conference USA standings. For Western Kentucky, they'll have something to say about all of that before the season is done, Coach.
They certainly will. Both teams projected to be at the top, so they've held serve in that regard. This is a huge game. One of the best offensive teams in West Kentucky, particularly at home, against the best defensive team in La Tech, but we'll see. They're on the road.
10-9 game in the early going. Western Kentucky starting 3 for 3. Since then, 2 for 7. Louisiana Tech's defense starting to tighten up. We just see blackout here at Diddle Arena.
You can see, I was about to say that Cameron Justice in the game has been out suffering with a back injury. They need him to spread the floor.
The freshman Jordan rolls off the mark. That was rebounded by Andrew Gordon, who just checked in the game. Daquan Gracie gives it up. Nearing the midway point of this first half of this big Conference USA matchup. Pemberton driving. And that's an offensive foul. Great play there by Tavion Hollingsworth, taking the punt of that collision.
Taking away the three-point line, that's help defense. I don't know about that one. Mr. Hollingsworth, he was there, but I don't know if he really wanted to take it. Refs called it nonetheless, but
Jacoby Pemberton will go to the bench, and in comes Kobe Williams. You can't miss him with the hair. The freshman with outstanding athleticism. Carson Williams at the lane. Almost threw it down. That would have brought everyone to their feet.
That was one of those my goodness moves. Ripping the ball. Obviously, there was an error on defense. Somebody was almost on an IG post.
Yeah, it's not just a poster nowadays. It's IG post.
Oh no, you got to upgrade your game.
Yes.
That's what the young kids say. You can't say poster anymore. You can't say Kodak. You got to say IG.
Carson Williams at the line. That's the first free throw to go. 77% free throw shooter. 2016 Kentucky Mr. Basketball. And again, he has been a workhorse for the Hilltoppers, especially after Charles Bassey went down.
And you never know what you have. It's that Wally Pipp moment, I call it. Somebody has to step up. Carson Williams has certainly done that, made the most of his opportunity this season.
Oliver Powell checking in for the Bulldogs.
You can see Mr. Bassey there. 3.9 GPA. I heard 3.9 GPA.
He's doing his thing in the classroom.
Yes, he is. We love to see that. That's what it's all about. Remember, they're student athletes. Student first. You know, we all focus on the athletic part, but these guys are here to get an education.
Isaiah Kozar checking into the game for the Hilltoppers. Talked about this a little bit earlier, Coach. In fact, at Western Kentucky, they may need to go deeper into their bench. So, see Cam Justice in the game along with Kozar. And there's a look at Charles Bassey again. This was at the hospital. Not on crutches anymore. Again, he went down with that injury, broke his left leg on December 7th, had surgery on the 10th, immediately went underwent rehab. Off crutches as of yesterday, Coach.
That's why he has that big smile on his face. Oh, that's why he has that big smile.
Justin Bonser was averaging 15 points and 9 rebounds before he went down with that injury. Started the first 10 games of the year.
They must be checking the clock.
They're checking that foul on that last possession. It's Carson Williams' drive. And near throwdown there.
Andrew Gordon is lucky.
That's the truth. And that is the way Carson Williams plays. He plays with reckless abandon, aggressive. That's what you love to see.
I like that.
I like that.
That's what the ref says. See, I'm an old Big East guy. He said it was a man's play. That's what we got to start hearing in college basketball.
No doubt.
You know, we get a little too sensitive sometimes, but it was a man's play.
They were looking at the severity of that foul.
That was a sneeze.
Gordon.
That was a sneeze when I played. That's you.
No question.
Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo in the lane. That's you. That was a sneeze.
Oh, it's fitting with these throwback jerseys that take you back to one, Karl Malone.
The mailman. I'm a big LeBron James fan. I didn't realize Karl Malone's second leading scorer in NBA history. Unbelievable.
Hale Ledoux almost got the shot to go off the spin. Here comes Western Kentucky. Savage behind the back. Hollingsworth thought about the three.
He hasn't been shooting the three well at all. Last 3 games hadn't made one. He's more of a driver. Even though he's scoring 20 points a game in the last 8 games, he's a flasher. You're
talking to the Western Kentucky head coach. Oh, it's a no tough pass there, stolen away by Louisiana Tech. Western Kentucky, they know they need to shoot the ball well if they're going to win this game. That's Kobe Williams off the mark.
Yeah, not what he does. Not what he does too early in the shot clock. Make a play for somebody else.
They try to do that here as they reset. 14 on the shot clock. Ledoux to Jean. Over to Williams.
Love the way
possession here.
Yeah, I love the way La Tech moves the basketball. Day Bracey's the one guy that can break you down.
Great defense in Western Kentucky. The fans let them hear it. Shot clock violation. Ball.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech seems out of sorts right now. They're usually attacking the basketball. I like patience, right? I don't have a problem with that. You consider Coach Conk on the side saying, turn it over, turn it over. Powell not usually a scorer, but again, momentum Hilltoppers right now. I just feel it. Crowd's not into it like they should be, right? But I still feel like West Kentucky has momentum.
4th turnover of the game for the Bulldogs. Western Kentucky was 6 points off of those turnovers. Hollingsworth being defended well by Kobe Williams. Little push off there and it's stolen away. Western Kentucky turnover, Ledoux handling.
That physicality of Louisiana Tech, that's why they're one of the best, the best defensive team in the league.
That's a traveling violation there on the freshman, Kobe Williams. 12 minutes to go in this first half. It's Western Kentucky with the advantage. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break, but we will continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by Ace Hardware. Huge matchup tonight here at Diddle Arena as the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky host the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. A matchup between 2 of the top 3 teams in the Conference USA standings. The Bulldogs tied with North Texas with an 8-2 conference record. Western Kentucky right behind them at 7-3 alongside former Villanova guard and Texas Tech head coach Chris Walker. I'm Michael Grady. Coach, a matchup between 2 teams with aspirations of winning the Conference USA crown.
They certainly have aspirations of winning the crown, and they've held serve. They were projected to be 2 of the top teams, and they've done that. 2 unbelievable coaches, an offensive team versus a defensive team with a blackout. Great crowd, black versus blue. We'll see what happens.
Thoughts on what you've seen so far and your keys to tonight's game?
Again, we talk about the energy of West Kentucky. They've come out. Carson Williams has done a tremendous job. La Tech has to limit turnovers. That is key. Defending without fouling. West Kentucky's one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. West Kentucky, they have to score the basketball. That's what they do at home, and they have to win the rebound game. Mr. Williams has already accounted for a few of those already.
Take a look at the head coaches. Eric Conkle, this season as head coach of the Bulldogs. Won his 100th game on Saturday in that dramatic victory over Old Dominion.
Fantastic coach. We had a chance to spend some time with him. I know that the La Tech boosters don't want to hear me say this, but I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of callers. That man has a great idea and understanding of what this game is, and it's a joy to watch where he's taking this program.
The other coach there, Rick Stansberry, 4th year as head coach of the Hilltoppers, 18th season overall as a head coach. You see that overall record, 369 and 215.
And that's not a guy that's, you talk about spending time with a guy. He's got it angled on things. Super smart, understands the game. Former SEC coach. really breaks the game down. Love watching him doing walkthrough, the way he dissects, the way he teaches his team. He has an experienced staff with Phil Cunningham and Marcus Grant. West Kentucky, they just have a great tradition here. You know, they got facilities. You see the blackout, great crowd. If they had, you know, Cameron Justice playing tonight, but they have a kid, Kenny Cooper, sitting out, who was a kid who transferred from Lipscomb. Charles Baxley got hurt. If they had all those pieces, it would be scary.
Hilltoppers have seen their attendance go up 58% in the time that Rick Stansbury has been the head coach here. Again, you can feel the juice in the building. Big-time Conference USA matchup. Cam Justice fouled on that last possession by Caleb Ledoux behind the three-point line. And now it's a 15-9 advantage for the Hilltoppers. I mean,
the way Cameron Justice has been struggling through that back injury, they get any type of production from him, it's a bonus. You talk about a guy who has only made 1 3 in like 5 games. Look at that drive there.
Mari Archibald,
nice, getting to the rim.
That's the way they can stay in it. Again, it's a chess match. Louisiana Tech, they love to knock down shots from 3, but you have to keep them from getting easy lanes to the rim, too.
You do, and I just want to get back to that comment about Cameron Justice. He spreads the floor, but he shoots 37% from 3 and has only made 1 3 in the last 5 games that he's actually played in. An amazing shooter.
Taking a look at Archibald.
Getting to the rim, so dangerous from 3. That's a jump stop. Great move there. Jump stop. Young players watching the game. That's how you avoid a charge. You see Pemberton get that charge early. Jump stop, create space, and last of all, least, got to finish.
Savage fouled there on this possession at the free throw line. Rare miss. This Hilltoppers team, the best free throw shooting team in Conference USA, 5th in the nation.
That's an amazing accomplishment. 78%. Like, that's a coach's dream. And people talk about the free throw. I always tell people, freedom ain't free. The free throw, you may think it's a free throw, but I like to see you come there and make it like a pro golfer would say, let's see if you can make a 6-foot putt with like 50,000 people watching.
It's 6 for 7 in the early going to the free throw line, and there's a mistake there for Louisiana Tech. A turnover, and the Hilltoppers will take over.
Yeah, they're rattling the freshman early. Talked to Rick Stansbury earlier about, you're going to mix the defensive up. He's so coy with it. Like, oh, you know, we're this, we're that. I said, Rick, you're not fooling me. I know what you're going to do. You're going to keep them off balance. Your bench is short. You do a tremendous job of not fouling. As I said before, experienced teacher. That's what they got to watch out for right there.
That ends a nearly 5-minute streak without a field goal for the Hilltoppers as Cam Justice knocks down the 3. That's what he does. And there's a near steal. How about that hustle? The ball goes our way. Coach with the quick hands.
I wish I had the camera on me so they could see. That's how you grab a loose ball. You didn't see I put that backspin on it, too. Shoot or shoot. Shoot or shoot.
With that 3-pointer on the last possession from Cameron Justice, it's now a streak of 1,033 straight games with a 3-point field goal for the Hilltoppers. Amazing. 3rd longest streak in the nation. 19-11 advantage for the Hilltoppers. They've won 3 games in a row here at Diddle Arena. Daquan Bracey.
Can't do that. Rookie mistake. You cannot allow him. You're talking about a kid that shoots 50% from 3. You have to force him to drive the basketball. Too much space.
In his last 4 games, he's shooting 57% from 3-point range. Just ridiculous.
That's almost 70% from 2. Like, come on. I don't think people understand. I don't like to talk stats, you know, because some people don't understand. But look at Carson, put him in a spin cycle. Can't finish, though. Got to finish.
Too strong. Nice move. Couldn't get the finish, though.
As my coach, former coach, rest in peace, Rolly Massimino says, the operation was a success, but the guy didn't make it. Got to finish.
Derek Jean left wide open. And here come the Hilltoppers. 5-point advantage. Under 10 minutes to go here in this first half. Savage is stripped away. And there's
turnovers.
Bad pass right there. Yes, turnovers starting to mount up.
Yeah, but that was one of the keys. That was my first key. You have to limit turnovers. They're playing very careless right now. Those possessions, they're going to mount up and add up as the game wears on.
Muhammad bouncing it off the knee of Derek Jean. The Hilltoppers will get it back. 9:12 to go in this first half. They lead 19-14. Louisiana Tech, they've been terrific on the road. A lot of veteran leadership on this team. They've made some early mistakes in this one.
It's what it takes to win in college basketball today with one-and-dones and transfers. You need a veteran team if you want to win at a high level, and that's what the Bulldogs have done thus far this season.
Jordan rolls on the drive, gets it to go.
He's going to have a great career at West Kentucky. He's just coming into his own, scores when he needs to. As I said earlier, made 3 threes in a loss the last game out, but finding his rhythm. This time of year, freshmen become sophomores.
He was dishing it as well in that last game against FIU. 7 assists, a career high for him. He has a couple of baskets in the early going for the Hilltoppers. Near travel there. Bracey puts it up quick off the front of the rim.
The taller player, Josh Anderson, on him was not going to allow him to get that 3 off without a hand up.
There's Justice. Step back 3. Can't get it to go.
Cam Justice says, what back injury? There's nothing wrong with my hands.
Shot won't go. Rebound Williams. Jordan Rawls to Savage. Driving. Didn't have anybody. Gives it to Rawls, though. Josh Anderson is fouled, and he'll go to the line. And he is clutching his right hip. They're going to check on him. Josh Anderson is going to go to the free throw line, but took a nasty fall after that foul. Going to take a timeout. Up tempo in the early going. Western Kentucky leading 21-14. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, brought to you by Ace Hardware. Back here at Diddle Arena, blackout here for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. First one of the season. And right on time. The energy has been fantastic in the early going of this matchup. We take a listen into the huddle. Rick Stansbury with his guys.
Everything's the most. 9, 8, 7.
I think Coach said everything's emotion. You talk about going on the road, playing in this arena. We've talked to both coaches at length today about Conference USA and trying to get quality opponents. Being a head coach and being a coach in Division I for 22 years, I'm telling you, scheduling is a huge deal. You're not going to get Power 5 in basketball. I call them Power 8 with the Big East, Atlantic 10, and the AAC. I'm sorry. You're not going to get them to come in these arenas, and that's a problem that the NCAA is going to have to find a way to create a situation where they can get some of the teams like Conference USA to get more than one bid, where they don't have to rely on just winning their conference tournament, where I don't want to say that the regular season means nothing because it's about positioning yourself, but it would be nice to see some of these other teams that have great teams to get into the tournament.
And not be afraid to come in here.
Nah, they're going to be afraid. Not happening.
9-1 at home this season, the Hilltoppers are. Derek Jean on the drive. Ooh, nice little reverse, can't get it to go. But Pemberton stays with it and puts it in.
That's what they do, getting to the rim, driving to the rim, forcing help, and then they're coming in like junkyard dogs and get on the offensive glass.
Very aggressive. Louisiana Tech trying to keep this one close, but they need stops. And they also need to keep the Hilltoppers off the line. Derek Jean with the foul. That will put them in the bonus. And the coach, Rick Stansbury, was telling his guys during that last timeout, continue to stay aggressive. I think it was remarkable heading into this game. The Hilltoppers have made 90 more free throws than their opponents have attempted.
Amazing.
They live at the free throw line.
Amazing. And no size either. Usually when you see teams have that type of effect on the game, they have bigs. They throw it inside. These guys are small. They just attack the rim.
Going into the 1-and-1 goes down for Hollinsworth. Took a little exception with getting passed by Caleb.
Yeah, he's gone at the free throw line.
Tonight at 1 Eastern, get caught up on all your college hoops from around the country on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network.
Oliver's still talking. He's still mad. And I want to give Coach Stanberry credit. I said, Coach, like, what's the secret sauce? They just emphasize it. Getting to the rim, attacking, toughness.
Those are two tough teams. 9-point advantage for the Hilltoppers. They are 10 for 11 at the free throw line in the early going. Bracey with the crossover. Takes it to the rim. Nice pass. But there was a foul on the pass there.
Day went PlayStation for a second there. Number 25, Mr. Bracey. Shake, shake, shake.
You know the Big East, that little Iverson crossover there, left to right.
Giving them the business. You know, and Louisiana Tech, you know, not a fault of their own, they haven't been on TV much this year. You know, this is one of their few national TV appearances. People don't know how good this team is and how good of a coach that Eric Conklin is.
Time block. Carson Williams with a huge block on Mo Muhammad, and then a traveling violation gives the ball to the Hilltoppers.
I say it again, Snow, sneaky, athletic. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. He can get up. He's got some boosters there. He's got a future. I don't want to kill his dreams and say he can't be in the NBA, but he's got a future in football if he wants it. They had a player here before, George Fant, right, that played here in the NFL.
We called him Gronk a little bit earlier. He's got that build.
He's got that build. He's very athletic.
Jordan Rawls from deep. Gets the three to go.
Confidence.
The freshman is balling in the early going. And Louisiana Tech needs a timeout. Big time bucket. Extends the advantage for the Hilltoppers to 12. Back here at Diddle Arena, Michael Grady alongside Chris Walker. We're talking about Carson Williams. If he has a career outside of basketball, maybe he wants to play football like that man right there.
Oh, yeah, Seahawks. The Russell Wilson. Look at us, how big this guy is. But, you know, they save their bodies. That's the thing now. You know, a lot of parents don't want their kids playing football, the impact, and playing basketball is good if you can do it and make that transition. I'm telling you, Carson Williams, he's a guy who's got to look at it. I don't want to kill their dreams because, you know, these kids get sensitive. When you say they can't play in the NBA with LeBron and KD, but definitely talented, and just like that young man right there. Day, as I said, when he brings it, he really brings it. Big-time shot last game against Old Dominion to win the game. Very talented.
Averaging 13 points per game. Speaking of Bracey, he has 7 points in the early going here. They needed each of those buckets. They need some stops, though. Another three. The freshman, Jordan Rawls from Chattanooga. He is leading the way for Western Kentucky, playing well. And there's traveling violation, yes, indeed.
Now, that's something you don't see all the time. Day Bracey was tying his shoes and left this guy Cole Williams on an island to turn it over.
8 field goals in this game for Louisiana Tech, and now 8 turnovers. They are not handling that Hilltopper pressure well in the early going of this game.
Coach is like, I don't know what's going on. What team is that out there right now? So Coach Kunkel saying that is not the team that was in walkthrough today.
Carson Williams thought about the three. Drives deflected.
So fast for a big guy. He can really move his body.
Nice defense there. Here comes Louisiana Tech. Kobe Williams almost lost the handle.
Slow down. Take your time, young fella.
Pemberton on the pump fake. Nice pass. Muhammad lays it in.
Yeah, he's versatile. Not a great three-point shooter, Pemberton, so I would close out short. That means not run out on him because he wants to drive by you, but dropping a nice dime there for Big Mo.
4:30 to go in this first half. Three-point ball. Cam Justice. Coach, we didn't know if he was going to play headed into this.
Let me tell you something. You can see the coaches on the bench jump up and say, no, what are you doing? Cannot leave him alone. They got to get Kobe Williams out of the game. He is struggling. They're going right at him.
Hollingsworth was looking for Savage there, but Savage had his back to him. And that's a turnover for the Hilltoppers.
And Kobe Williams is having a tough time right now. Sit him down, get the young fellas, talk to him a little bit. Somebody put their arm around him. Don't let him go to the end of the bench and sulk. This is a learning process. You're playing against a very good team on the road.
4 turnovers for Kobe Williams as he takes a seat. Louisiana Tech needing to get something going. Down 14. Again, this is a team on a 4-game winning streak, but it's been all Western Kentucky. Gene outside. Xavier Christian can't get it to go. Carson Williams rebound.
They just get guys shooting shots that they have not made or accustomed to making. And as my coach, old coach always say, son, there's a reason why you're open. But he didn't say it to me, though, because I was a shooter. It's a reason why you're open. Not to me.
Hollingsworth being defended a little bit too closely by Christian. And Hollingsworth will return to the free throw line. A lot of free throws in this game. It's been all Western Kentucky. College basketball on CBS Sports Network. Brought to you by Ace Hardware.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Ace, The Helpful Place, and by AT&T.
Photos here from a trip to the local Boys and Girls Club in Western Kentucky, visiting Camp Happy Days, a summer camp for the special needs population in Bowling Green that comes to play basketball and dance. Also spend time at the city's Down Syndrome Buddy Walk. Nice to see Western Kentucky, these players out in the community doing great things.
Being a part of something bigger than yourself. That's the way I learned in college. That's the way I coach. So sometimes athletes are much maligned because they're selfish and people believe that they always get the best cut of the meat. You know what I mean? But credit the coaches for making them understand that you have a calling to do more than just put that uniform. You got to be a part of the community as well.
Western Kentucky enjoying their largest lead of the game, 14 right now, shooting 56% from the floor. 10 of 11 shooting from the free throw line.
That man there, Mr. Justice, talking with Coach Stansbury early, he says him just being on the floor helps us. And he's come out and he has done his thing tonight.
Coming up at halftime, Dana Jacobson, Khalid El-Amin, Seth Davis, John Rothstein in our studios with our AT&T at the half. That's all coming up.
You got the all-star team. Rothstein, Mr. Seth Davis. Wow. Okay.
16-point advantage for Western Kentucky. Yeah, you don't want to miss our halftime report.
Dana, yeah, playing these games tonight. Big time ref crew.
A lot for them to talk about. Louisiana Tech, they need to get something going. Christian left hand, good.
That's what he can provide. Stop shooting threes behind that line, drive the basketball, take advantage of the fact that West Kentucky does not have a rim protector.
And on the defensive side, what do you need to see from Louisiana Tech?
And the way West Kentucky is playing with that fluidity of getting to the rim, I didn't want to stop for sure. He caught it, getting to it. They got to be more physical with him. They're just moving just too easily throughout the lane. Trap, maybe trap some ball screens. But they're just off kilter. That's what I'm saying. La Tech's off kilter. Nice move there again. Christian. Yeah, he's just getting to the rim. But Louisiana Tech's got to dig in and assert their identity of being the best defensive team in this league. Haven't done that thus far.
Yeah, have to find a way to get some stops. Hilltop is shooting 58% right now as Josh Anderson increases that percentage with the layup.
Think about it. Someone should be there to take a charge, right? They call it the halo. Standing right under the rim, someone should be there to make him kick that ball too spread out on the weak side.
Christian off the front of the rim.
That's what I'm saying. You drive, you get 2 layups, and then you go back to shoot a 3. Do what you do.
It was working for him. Off the miss. Here's the Hilltoppers once again. Jordan Rawls, who's been outstanding.
They're going to have to make some adjustments in the second half. They're getting to the rim without a pass, right? You just can't allow that. Uncharacteristic of Bulldog defense. They need to put their paws down and get a little bit more gritty.
The freshman from Chattanooga, 12 points, 5 of 6 shooting from the floor. There's the senior Gene. Needing to back out, almost lost the handle on it. And it's a foul on Tavion Hollingsworth.
Yeah, but see the difference in the defense, how they shut him off when he can't get to the rim. Look at that, just no one able to get to the rim. You see Derek Jean, number 1 there, far too late getting there. Can't negotiate. Mo comes back too soon. You have to level him off, or you have to just stay, right? Once you come back, he releases. drives to the rim. That's a teaching point. Good job there by Rawls. Better teaching job there by Coach Stansbury.
You mentioned how big this game is for Western Kentucky. Again, just off the pace of Louisiana Tech and North Texas atop the Conference USA standings if we have a foul there. 7-3 in conference play. They've lost their last 2 games, so they want to get back on the right track. Blackout, perfect timing, energy has been terrific, and they played outstanding ball.
They got 42 points in the first half. One of the best defensive team in the league. And more importantly, you're talking about he's doing it without Bassey. Now Justice is playing tonight. He's doing it without a kid, Kenny Cooper, that he thought he would have that would make his team superb as a PG, although Mr. Rawls is playing well as a young kid. But I'm going to tell you this, if they don't lose those 2 games, they're in first place without all that stuff. Credit Rick Stansbury, tremendous job.
Off the miss about a minute to go here in this first half. 42-24, all Hilltoppers. Savage defended by Christian. Up to Williams, who's played well. There's the freshman Rawls with him. 12 points to lead the way for the Hilltoppers.
Justice being on the floor, they spreads them out. Right? They have to chase them. That's what they need. Exactly. Make them put the ball on the floor, take the line away, get them going out of control, give your body up for the team, and take a charge.
Daquan Bracey taking the hit. See the type of look that they can get here. I mentioned the superb field goal percentage for Western Kentucky, 62%. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs, 38% in this one.
And we're talking about Western Kentucky. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. La Tech coming in, touting that big-time tag as the best defensive team in the league. And West Kentucky is not shook, unaffected, and they have played very well in the first half offensively.
Bracey on the drive, kicks it out to Christian. He'll try again from 3.
He's going to prove me wrong, I guess, right? He's just going to keep doing it. I don't understand that. He's got 3 guys that are better 3-point shooters on the floor than you. Just keep shooting, I guess. I'll get it right one day, Coach.
Shot clock is off. Under 10. Rawls behind the back. Driving. Layup. How about the freshman? And that's how the first half will come to a close. A little razzle-dazzle from Jordan Rawls.
La Tech down 20. Who would have thunk it? Coming into the man, a blackout. They're giving the Bulldogs a black eye.
44-24 advantage for Western Kentucky. That's the end of the first half. After the break, it's Dana Jacobson and the gang in New York with the AT&T halftime report.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half.
Hi there, welcome into our New York studios. Midway point right now between Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech, and Western Kentucky off to a 20-point lead halfway through. I'm Dana Jacobson, Seth Davis, Khalid El Amin, the man in the middle, John Rothstein, our insider. A 20-point lead for Western Kentucky. They dropped 2 in a row going into this one, but back on track right now.
Back home and playing with great energy. They have forced 9 turnovers from La Tech, and they have been doing it with defensive pressure, all right, and contesting at the rim. Here we go. You'll see these guys. An unforced turnover here. It would lead to a fast break on the other end. They're pressuring the young La Tech guards, and he's just throwing another unforced turnover over the head of his teammate, and then down low. They're just active. Everywhere it seems that Western Kentucky is on the defensive court. They're able to score 15 points off those 9 turnovers. They're able to score 4 3-point shots, and that's the reason why they have the 20-point halftime lead.
If you cannot take care of the basketball, it is not going to bode well for you. Time to catch you up on some of the highlights from around the country now. We're going to start out west. Number 23, Arizona, welcoming USC to town. The Trojans with a big-time opportunity and a resume-building victory. That is what February is all about. First half action, Arizona up 3.
Yeah, loose ball. Jamal Baker side to Zeke Najee with the stuff. Baker was huge in this game off the bench. Nico Mannion going to step in on a 3-point shot off a curl right there. It was 25-14. Nice cut and finish inside. Onyeka Okongwu with the finish. And look at the left-handed scoop hook right there. Cats up by 10, though, in the desert. Josh Green getting in on the action. He's in double figures already, soaring for that deuce.
John said at 10 points at the midway point. California, number 24, Colorado, Seth.
Yeah, California coming off that thumping on the road at USC on Saturday. They've got Stanford coming into town with some business to take care of today. You see Deshaun Schwartz getting the alley-oop. Cal actually started off 2 for 13, shooting from 3 in the first half. That's not going to get it done for you, as you see McKinley Wright, the 4th, draining the 3. The Buffaloes roll. They got Stanford coming into town on Saturday.
Sorry, Amy Trask. Tulane, number 25, Colorado.
Yeah, Nate Hinton, the redshirt freshman, passed to Caleb Mills for the deep 3. Houston up too early, then Quentin Grimes off the dribble. He knocks down the open 3. Houston up 12 at that point. And then Hinton with the nice pass in traffic to Fabian White Jr., and he finishes the layup. Houston up 15. Whoa.
Rolling at the break. John, we move on to Cincinnati and Wichita State now.
Cincinnati's been playing great basketball of late, Dana, but Wichita State a different deal at the Roundhouse. Grant Sherfield going to make that 3. It's a 2-point game. What you have to do right now, don't let him get a shot off if you're going to foul. Wichita State doesn't do it. Jaron Cumberland, N1. He had 24, 5 and 3. One last chance. Eric Stevenson, a prayer.
Oh!
Good. Cincinnati surging towards the 10th straight NCAA tournament.
All right, we check in now at final here. College, sigh of relief here. Woo,
Yeah,
UConn getting the
UConn.
win over Tulsa.
It's definitely great to see them finishing a game for once in the season, but great effort by UConn. Hopefully they can start a trend upward for the Huskies.
North Texas and Middle Tennessee also doing battle today, and it is North Texas, the Mean Green.
Giddy Potts is not walking through that door.
Oh, nice flashback reference, John Rothstein. Checking in a few other Conference USA scores there for you, including Rice, your winner, and Marshall over Southern Miss.
Rice following up that big win over North Texas with a 14-point win over UAB. Scott Parra, Coach James Harden in high school.
Hey.
We would love to have James Harden here with us on set. Cameron Justice, no offense to anybody here, 2 of his 10 right there. Right now, we've got a 20-point game, Western Kentucky on top. Welcome back. Our Thursday night triple header here on CBS Sports Network continues later tonight as number 2 Gonzaga hosts Loyola Marymount at 11 Eastern. John Triffin will be on the sidelines for that one and caught up with the Zags head coach Mark Few a little earlier today.
Coach, you're coming off of 2 tough wins on the road at Santa Clara, at San Francisco. How are you feeling about your team right now?
I mean, I feel good. Literally, I mean, we're low on numbers, as everybody knows, and kind of been hit by the injury bug. But the guys have really stepped up, and I mean, it's just been an amazing year. You know, when you look at what we lost from the prior year and how this group's just came together and found different ways to win. We've got great balance, and you know, our defense has been really trending upward, with the exception of the San Francisco game, and it's allowed us, you know, I guess the blessing maybe in some of the, you know, with the injuries happening, is it's allowed us to kind of play differently and explore some different lineups, and I think that's helped us.
Big question for tonight, Tilly's health. His ankle, he went down in the Santa Clara game. Will he be back tonight? I
mean, it literally is going to be one of those game time decisions. We need to warm him up. We need to see, you know, how Killian feels, and you know, he's practiced a little bit this week, and it's getting better day by day, and it'll truly just be how he feels, you know, once we kind of get him warmed up and see if he can not only help us, but also feels like he, you know, can play the way Killian plays, and so we'll just have to kind of wait and see till probably right after warm-ups.
Thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, you got it.
And we were talking about this earlier. I said I feel like Killian Tilly is always injured. He's such a fighter, always trying to fight through. This Gonzaga game, with him or without him, can they afford the loss and stay on that one line?
Well, I mean, a loss tonight would certainly hurt their chances on that one line. But, you know, in terms of Killian Tilly, it's a good sign that they're at least saying it's a game-time decision, because when he went out, I mean, he really rolled that ankle pretty bad. And, of course, let's keep in mind, they got a big game on Saturday at St. Mary's. So I'm thinking if it's even a little bit close, sit him out, save him for the long haul.
Players first.
Well, yes, I believe so. I believe the Zags are just going to be too strong for Loyola Marymount in this game here. They have 5 guys averaging double figures. If Killian Tilly plays, it'll be 6 guys who's averaging double figures. They're just too strong. I don't see they're going to lose at home to Loyola Marymount.
Well, you know, so much focus has been on Killian Tilly this season for Gonzaga. One of the most improved players in the country is Philip Petrusev. And this is somebody who quietly is starting to look like a dark horse All-American candidate. He has been sensational with Tilly out of the lineup. If there's one player that needs to be in bold print more, it's Petrusev.
All right, that's going to do it for us. The second half of Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky is on the way next. We will see you after.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
Just about ready for second half action here in Western Kentucky. It's been all Hilltoppers to this point. They have a 20-point advantage alongside Chris Walker. I'm Michael Grady. What impressed you most about Western Kentucky in that first half?
Just the energy they came out with. Coach Stansbury said before the game in the walkthrough, they said it's all about emotion, and they played with a lot of that. La Tech on the other side, they got to get it together. I'm sure Coach Conco has cooked something up and getting their enthusiasm where it needs to be, but the Hilltoppers, they're on a roll right now.
They've been doing a little bit of everything from inside to outside, Coach.
No question about this getting to the rim. You see Mr. Anderson driving to my guy, Carson Williams, just too easy. The defensive mishaps, getting to the rim right there, that's just unacceptable. That's not La Tech basketball, and I'm sure they talked about that. And Mr. Rawls, he has been on fire 3 games. Last time out in a loss versus FIU, and that guy there coming back, he's a huge lift. Cameron Justice, forget Mr. Stansbury, he is fired up. He knows what this win would mean.
Take a look at these first half stats.
Hey, bottom line, here it is right here. I'm going to circle that right there. Are you serious? I mean, that's what it comes down to. You're talking about a team shooting 63% against the best defensive team in the league. That's unacceptable. I'm sure Coach Kunkel addressed it. I expect him to come out with a lot more energy and attention to detail in the second half.
Coach, the Bulldogs just give up 62 points per game. Hilltoppers already with 44. That's the 3rd most points the Bulldogs have given up in a first half this season. They have a lot of ground to make up as the second half is underway.
I know it's coach speak to say the first 5 minutes, and look what happened right away. As I was getting ready to say it, the carelessness of the Bulldogs, they got to get it together quickly or this thing could get ugly.
Mo Muhammad too strong on the reverse. And there's a quick foul. Not used to seeing this type of play from Louisiana Tech. They have been road warriors playing well, but they have been sloppy in this game so far, Coach.
They have been sloppy, and that was one of the keys. Limit turnovers. Talking to Coach Talvin Hester on the staff. He says we got to limit our turnovers. That's the way West Kentucky takes over, and they can score in bunches, and that's what they've done in the first half. We'll see if it continues or the trend changes.
They average 12 turnovers a game. They have 10 so far in this one. Again, uncharacteristic play for them. Also from 3-point range as well.
And they've done all this, and number 11, Hollingsworth, hasn't even been involved in the game offensively. That's why it's amazing. Leading scorer has not even been a part of it.
Rawls played well in that first half, off the mark on his first field goal attempt in the second half. And here comes La Tech. Archibald to Gene. There's Pemberton.
2-by-2, take the time. There's no such thing as a 20-point shot, but you're going to have to score, and you got to get stops.
Muhammad outside to Gene. There's a good start for Louisiana Tech.
Exactly. They move the ball from side to side, one side and forward to the other, forcing West Kentucky's defense to shift, get a drive into the post, kick out 3 for Mr. Gene. Jean, as they say.
There's Rawls with it. Again, he averages 8 points a game, had 14 first half points. Savage fires away from 3. Gets it to go.
3-point goal,
38% three-point shooter. Knocks that one down.
It's just a gut punch. You come out, you get a good possession where you score. La Tech scores, and they just come back down and knock one down. West Kentucky's came to play. They've come to play. La Tech's got to figure it out.
Take a look at this last possession from La Tech and the ball movement here.
See the ball moving from side to side. That's what you want. See, going to the post right here. That ball screen action into the post. Stopping it right there. And there you go. They have to help the big Mo's inside, and they get a kick out 3.
Couple attempts at the rim don't go for the Bulldogs. And here comes Western Kentucky. Josh Anderson behind the back. Lost it. Here come the Bulldogs. Archibald pushing it. Right-hand layup, not strong enough. And Carson Williams comes away with it. Bullet pass stolen away.
Energy starting to pick up, but not in the right way. Both teams are playing sloppy.
Racy athletic shot, no good. Savage pulls it down. See if they can slow this tempo down, and Rawls will do just that.
Coach Conkle wanted a foul there, but I thought that was a great job. What does West Kentucky do a tremendous job of? Not fouling, one of the best in the country.
And that has been a hallmark for Rich Stansbury coach team.
That's called discipline. That's what that's called.
Not easy to do. Williams inside, pump fake, right hand, no good. What we just talked about.
Yeah, they
defend without fouling, and they go to the line.
And they go right to the line. He gets you that deep with that body and those shoulders. It's good night. You got no chance of stopping him. Credit Hollingsworth with a nice bounce pass. Most kids, that's not the greatest angle, but he made the most of it. Most kids can't pass to the post. It's one of the things they have to learn when they get to the college game, is throwing the ball to the post. And Carson Williams with great hands. Those mitts, as I said, he's going to be a tight end one day. You heard it here first. Maybe he'll play for my Cowboys. We need some help.
Yes, you do.
But finishing it off.
12 points now for Williams as he knocks down both free throws. 22-point lead for the Hilltoppers. And there's a foul there, too aggressive. Again, defending without fouling. The pressure defense in Western Kentucky has been really strong in this.
Yeah, they're just going after him. And they have a short bench, which is interesting that they're going after him, but they're going to be aggressive. They're going to force them to think, keep them on their heels. And what Western Kentucky needs, they need flow. I'm sorry, La Tech needs flow and pace on their offense. They do a great job, but the changing defenses has affected them this entire game.
Archibald thought about, takes the three, gets it to fall.
Yeah, that's a release. He keeps it up high. You watch enough tape on him. You're talking about a guy who scored 24 versus Indiana. Last year had a game where he had 6 threes. They love his energy. Played in Greece this summer. How about that? With the Big East, not Big East All-Stars, but East Coast All-Stars.
And played well. Yeah. They went 3-0 in Greece.
Great kid. Had the chance to spend some time with him. A lot of personality.
Archibald, can he knock another one down? He will!
See, when we start talking about it, that's what happened. They start cooking.
Back-to-back threes. And you hear this Hilltopper fan base giving some applause. Try to wake their guys up. They can sense Louisiana Tech getting a little bit of momentum.
Look, Louisiana Tech has come back a few times this year, so got to be careful. The game is not over. 16 minutes is an eternity in college basketball.
Only 2 3-pointers from Louisiana Tech in the first half. 3 for 3 already. As we take a look at Amari Archibald, you mentioned, played well in Greece.
Played well in Greece. I asked him, did he visit the Mykonos Islands? He said, you know what, I don't know where we went, but we were just there. We were just there. Did a lot of touring. I said, did you go to the nightclubs on the beach? No, I didn't go.
You did try to pull that out of him.
Yeah, I'm going to call my man Red Archery at Syracuse. Great kid, though. Great personality.
Nice speed, and the bucket is good.
That's what they do well. I talked about the flow of that offense. Once they get that high ball screen going, moving the ball from side to side, they lull you to sleep. They make those passes to those bigs, and that's how they can affect you. West Kentucky, got to be careful here. Maybe Rick Stansbury may want to get a timeout if they score again.
Savage with the miss. It was a 22-point game. Now it's just 14. Gracie will pull it back out. Kept that pivot. Fans wanted to travel. Archibald fires another 3 off the mark. Rebound Williams. That would have been huge for the Bulldogs. Jordan Rawls, the freshman, handling. He's played well in this one. Western Kentucky needs a bucket here to stop the bleeding as Louisiana Tech again feeling that tide shift in their favor. Hollingsworth, right hand, too short. Rebound Muhammad. Let's see what the Bulldogs can do here as Bracy holds. 14:30 to go in the second half. Louisiana Tech still have a long way to go, but momentum starting to get on their side.
Run that offense, lull you to sleep, move that ball around that perimeter.
Muhammad, double team, stripped away. Tough play by Carson Williams. Here comes Hollingsworth. Lob, Savage! Off to you. this crowd up. 51-35, Western Kentucky. They needed that play.
Contact, only 2 points.
Gracie on the contact. No shot, but he's going to go to the free throw line. And we have a timeout. Louisiana Tech had a little momentum until this play. Savage with the alley-oop. Hollingsworth with a nice find to wake this crowd back up. 51-35. College basketball brought to you by Ace Hardware on CBS Sports Network. Tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, we have action basketball as Kent State takes on Northern Illinois, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Taking a look at Eugene German, averaging 20 points per game this season for the Huskies, 4 rebounds, shooting 42% from the floor. Again, those 20 points leading the Mid-American Conference. Looking forward to that matchup. And that comes up tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. Right here on CBS Sports Network. Back here, Western Kentucky, big-time advantage, big-time lead on Louisiana Tech in this Conference USA matchup. Louisiana Tech got a little momentum. Again, they're 4 for 9, 3 for 4 from three-point range here in the second half. But that big alley-oop before the timeout, huge for the Hilltoppers. Michael Grady alongside Chris Walker. 13:35 to go here in the second half. Louisiana Tech handling. They've been sloppy in this one. Turnover once again. Western Kentucky ball.
You hate to be the guy that's a soothsayer and be like, yo, you got to limit your turnovers. And that has plagued La Tech. They're just turning the ball over. And they're not touchdown turnovers where they're getting layups off of them, but they're just, the possessions are not great for them. And that's just usually not the way they play. They get possessions where they get a shot on goal every single time.
12 turnovers for them. Carson Williams spinning. Fade away. Off the mark. Rebound. Louisiana Tech. Here comes Caleb Ledoux.
Good defense there. Scouting report. Carson Williams loves to spin on the drive. Good discipline there.
Left hand. Caleb Ledoux puts it in.
And he's been silent too. Very gifted and talented scorer. Well, he's the guy they need to shoot instead of Chris Brown. Because he can actually make them.
Here's 1 point away from the 1,000 for his career. And there's a slam. Andrew Gordon with the right hand. 12-point game. Still plenty of time left in this one, Coach.
You're right about that. West Kentucky, they need a good possession here. Preferably something driving to a rim or drive and kick action.
Rawls pushes it in. He has been balling.
He's making me look good there as I call that one. The float game on display.
He has doubled his scoring average in this one.
Anytime you're in trouble, getting to the rim is good for whatever else. How the big
Andrew Gordon lets out a holler as he has an and-one opportunity. With the free throw, he can make it an 11-point game.
I say these guys don't have pride. Don't tell me that Conference USA doesn't have really good teams. Tell some of those Power 5 teams, if you really think that you got your mojo up, schedule some of these guys.
Right.
Hey, come play on the road in Bowling Green or play on the road in Ruston.
Yes.
They got a surprise for you.
They're saying, come see us. Gordon, 55% free throw shooter. Too strong. Savage with the board. Remains a 12-point game. 12 minutes to go in this second half.
Yeah, I like La Tech.
Pressure defense.
Yes, I like them. Even though they didn't get a turn, they didn't get the turnover there. I like them going after him though.
No foul on that last play. It'll remain Western Kentucky ball as Ledoux with the layup to go. And then Gordon with the breakaway right-hand slam. We have a ball game here at Western Kentucky. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Each 4 minutes is like a little battle, a little round. We won the first 2
Listen, can't be looking for home runs on offense. We got to be solid. Stop down there. And then down here, take care of the basketball and get a great shot. All right, good job being inside.
Eric Conkle calm in that huddle, coaching his guys up. And they are making a run. They've outscored Western Kentucky 17-9 in the second half as we take a look at the Conference USA standings, Coach. North Texas with the win earlier tonight, 9-2 on the season. So Louisiana Tech, they need a win. They need a comeback victory to keep pace.
They need a comeback victory, but at the end of the day, West Kentucky is getting it done. I want to go back to that timeout. People don't understand. If you're a layman of the game, you know the bottom line. If you're a layman, you don't understand, shall I say, what's going on in that huddle, how difficult it is to pay attention when the band is playing, everyone's yelling, and coach is calm and collected, and he says, hey, there's no home run shots. I always say there's no 20-point shots out there. Take your time, and just 2 by 2, and at the end of the day, they got to get back to their staple, and that's defense.
Even though they didn't play like it early on, that's the value of having a veteran ball club. La Tech playing like it in the second half. Offensive board, Savage.
The thing that's very clear about college athletics is when kids score, they play better defense. You know what I'm saying? It's a direct correlation to scoring and defense.
Caleb Ledoux, coast to coast, left hand good. 10-point ball game. Hilltoppers led by 20 at the break.
Yeah,
and here come the Bulldogs.
Yeah, momentum is shifting very quickly here. If they win this next 4 minutes, it'll get interesting.
Almost a turnover. Savage hands it to Rawls. 10 on the shot clock. Still nothing going right. Here's a look from the outside. Carson Williams too strong. Savage with the offensive board.
Does all the little things. That's why Coach Stansbury loves him. Hometown kid, just gets it done. Dirty work guy, glue guy. Every team needs one of those.
And there's a foul. Pemberton a little too strong. He looked at Savage as if to say that was a little bit of a flop. Western Kentucky gets the call. 10-point game, 10:28 to go in the second half. A lot of time left.
Coach Stansbury knows, like, we got to be really careful here right now. Louisiana Tech, they don't look shook. They don't look like, they're out of this game. They get the sense that, we have the team, the leadership to turn this thing on, but West Kentucky doesn't lose this building very often.
No. And their leader, Bracey, only has 7 points in the early going of this one. And that's what Western Kentucky wants. They lived at the line in that first half, and Hollingsworth to go to the chair to strike.
We told Rick Stansbury before this game, Rick, there's going to be 10 and some change on the clock, and you're going to be up 10, and Hollingsworth is only going to take 2 shots, right, and have 4 points. He would be ecstatic.
Big time. Big time. Hollingsworth has been huge for the Hilltoppers this season. We talked about the absence of Charles Bassey. He was injured, broke his leg, done for the season back on December 7th. Hollingsworth has been one of the guys to carry the team. He's averaged 20 points per game in his last 8.
I'm telling you right now, if Rick Stansbury pulls this off, right, with Cameron Justice missing games, hoping that he would have Kenny Cooper eligible, that didn't happen. Didn't get a waiver. And the best player in the league, one of the best players in the country, goes down, and they win the league coach of the year, hands down. North Texas, great year. La Tech, Eric Conkle, great year. If that happens, he's the coach of the year.
They're still right there. Still right there. They have to finish this one off. So Louisiana Tech is coming. 55-43. 10 minutes to go here in this second half. Archibald handling to Ledoux. Ledoux with the spin, lost the handle, and they turn it over. Carson Williams had it deflected away, but possession will stay with the Hilltoppers.
Ledoux's one of those kids, more turnovers than assists. Never good for a guard. If you force him, that's a scouting report. Force him to put the ball on the floor, make second moves, he will turn the basketball over. Not good to spin in the crowd.
Savage. 12 on the shot clock. Hollingsworth handling. Gene Gardner. Nothing going on this possession right now. Hollingsworth has to create something. Can't get it to go. Ledoux lost it.
I mean, it's just everything that can go wrong. It's like the land of misfit toys right now. Guys that can shoot can't pass today. Guys that can pass can't shoot today. They're just having a tough time right now. Just uncharacteristic of their team. They're a lot better than what they've shown.
Look out, Rick Stansbury. Right in his lap for another turnover.
They're showing a little youth there, sliding out of the way.
Western Kentucky 3 for 13 shooting from the floor in this second half. Still with a 12-point advantage. Time is on this side.
This might be the part of the game where Hollingsworth takes over, getting to the rim, getting to the foul line.
We're going to need some key buckets. Anderson, stop, pop, too strong. Rebound to Bracy.
Perfect defense there. Great box out by Day-Day Bracy. We need to have a really solid possession here. Get a basket.
Bracy Hannon. He lights out from three-point range. Gives it to Ledoux. Almost a tough pass to Muhammad. Muhammad with the spin. Takes it out to Bracy. 10 on the shot clock. Bracy had his shot blocked by Savage, who comes away with it.
Just got to give Western Kentucky credit. They've been there in every single situation and have made plays.
Anderson takes another big fall. He's going to go to the free throw line. He took 2 big spills in the first half.
He has, but I'll tell you this. He's the guy to foul. Pemberton better be lucky, because if he takes flight, he's got a few IG moments, shall I say, in his portfolio, where he is, he has had some monster dunks this year.
He's the guy that can get the fans out of their seats. I think the officials are going to look at the severity of this foul. Well, maybe it's the Louisiana Tech throwback jerseys reminded everybody of Karl Malone. Maybe hard fouls we used to see back in the day.
Yeah, I know. We'll see as he goes up. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where that. Well, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. They reminded you talked about the throwback jerseys. They remind me of the Big East days, the old Big East. That's what you got here. Those fouls, the crowd would be on you like, really, get up, get up.
We take the lows for flagrant fouls right there. We're going to have the decision by the officials after the timeout. Western Kentucky 55-43 advantage here on CBS Sports Network. Back here in Western Kentucky, Hilltoppers leading Louisiana Tech 55-43. Coming up next, we saved the best for last as the red-hot #2 team in the country, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, host Loyola Marymount right here on CBS Sports Network. Take a look at the top dogs this season. Gonzaga ranked second in the AP Top 10 poll. 3 players named to an award list, and they lead the nation in scoring. 88.6 points per game. Take a look at our man Jerry Palm, his projected #1 seeds: San Diego State, Kansas, Gonzaga, and Baylor. You can catch more of this breakdown, our bracket preview show coming up on CBS at 12:30 Eastern Time. Should be a lot of fun. March right around the corner, Coach.
How would you like to be the Loyola Marymount tonight? They need Mufasa tonight. Going to Gonzaga. They need the Lion. The LMU Lions need. They need the Lion King tonight. They are so tough to play in Spokane. At some point, a team like that is going to break through. I don't want to say Gonzaga because they've been on top for a long time and win the national championship. It would never happen in football. That's why basketball is so special and March Madness.
Western Kentucky shooting over 60% in that first half. They are now down to 47% for the game.
West Kentucky going zone with Anderson up top. That length takes away.
Loses it out of bounds. Another turnover. They had a good stretch where they got back into it. Made it a 10-point game. But now West game under 8 minutes to go here in this second half. Western Kentucky looking for a big conference win. We are going to stay here. Action will continue. 7:50 to go in this second half. Jordan Rawls handled. The freshman has been huge for the Hilltoppers today. Thought about the three. Jab step. Move that pivot foot. There's a turnover for the Hilltoppers.
Louisiana Tech just got to get some flow on offense. We'll see if West Kentucky stays in that zone. Even talking to Coach Stansbury, he said today that West Kentucky, even against really good three-point shooting teams, they play zone. They try to preserve their players. They have a short bench. Zone is the way to do that. And La Tech's just been on their heels all game long. Another turnover.
That's been the story of the game for Louisiana Tech. Credit Western Kentucky and their defense. But this veteran Louisiana Tech squad, uncharacteristic sloppy play tonight. 15th turnover of the game. Now Western Kentucky can take some air out of this basketball. Time again on this side. 13-point advantage. Hollingsworth almost had it stripped away. Stays with it. Jump shot in and out. Battle for the board. Bracey comes away. Here come the Bulldogs. Speeding down the lane. Almost got the N1 opportunity. He'll go to the free throw line.
Looking like Mighty Mouse took the ball from Carson Williams, who takes that ball from him in a rebound situation, and he just, oh my goodness.
This isn't fast motion, Coach.
Looking like a young Chris Walker right there. Man.
Free throws for the game.
I wish I was that fast.
Bracey knocking down the free throw. For as terrific a three-point shooter he is from the free throw line, Bracey's just 49%.
Yeah, getting a little airtime. Like I said, I was not that fast.
You were not that fast.
But I could make free throws. I could do that. I can't believe, how can the kid shoot 50% from three and 50% from the line? I mean that baffles me.
No rule against taking a step back. You stepped back at the free throw line, didn't you?
How about just concentrate?
Go ahead and shoot it from the top of the key.
How about concentrate? That works too.
Still an opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Carson Williams. Western Kentucky. They haven't made a field goal in the last 5.5 minutes.
There you go.
And just as I say that, Hollingsworth knocks down the elbow jab.
It's time for him to step up, close this thing out. Don't let him get close. La Tech can't win matching basket for basket. Need stops in order to have a chance to win this game.
And they need to speed up Western Kentucky in these final few minutes?
They're going to have to do something if they want to win. I don't think West Kentucky is going to hurt themselves. They're going to run clock, put the ball in the hands of number 11, as you see right here, and let him make plays.
They're going to take some time off the clock. 13-point advantage for the Hilltoppers. As we mentioned, big-time Conference USA matchup. North Texas got a victory a little bit earlier, 9-2 in conference play. Louisiana Tech trying to keep pace as Carson Williams knocks down the mid-range J, but the Hilltoppers will still have something to say before this season is over in conference play.
They will, and they're staying in that zone. Just great offense there, pick and pop action with Carson Williams. It's still a good job, just a well-coached team. Know their strengths, know their weaknesses. Everyone plays their role, and that's usually a recipe for winning.
Archibald on the drive, foul. 16th foul on the Hilltoppers.
He's been relatively quiet this game, making plays. There he is. They're playing catch with each other. Two top scorers leading this team. Credit Coach Stansbury for putting his program in position.
Yes.
In position.
Williams has 14 points. Pemberton can't find anybody. Kicks it out. Bracey off the mark. Too strong with the three. Josh Anderson with the board.
Every time he's attempted the three, he's had someone in his face wide open. It's like, oh, no one's guarding me. Sometimes those are the toughest ones to make.
Western Kentucky will take their time with it. No need to rush. 15-point advantage. They have played well tonight. Had one little lull where Louisiana Tech had some life as Hollingsworth with the miss. But the Hilltoppers have closed the door. Pemberton almost tripped up. Archibald will fire from three. too strong. Savage with another board.
It's just been one of those nights. The flow. It's just the energy level. You see the body language. You can see they just haven't had it today. That's what going on the road is all about. And you talk about a team in West Kentucky, historically, they do not lose in this building. One of the best home records in America. You go program by program. Tremendous history here. Tremendous culture of winning.
Carson Williams from deep, in and out. That's what you're missing in earlier Power 5 schools. They don't want to come here.
No, they won't come here. Our producer, I was trying to make her understand the complexities of scheduling. They ain't coming here.
All smiles to Coach Rick Stansbury. His team is rolling. 60-45 advantage here on CBS Sports Network. Play of the game brought to you by Ace, the helpful plays coach.
You see Hollingsworth coming down on the break. One of those signature plays to stave off a run by West Kentucky. Savage with a savage dunk. He's been relatively quiet as well here today. And they've gotten it done. That goes to show you the way this West Kentucky team, after having a 2-game lapse in Florida, that's always a tough place to play. It's hard for the NBA guys to go down there too. South Beach, that whole area, and to come back and take care of business is a testament to their concentration. Saw Marcus Grant going over the scout today. Long-time assistant coach on this Rick Stansbury staff at Mississippi State. Did a great job of getting his team prepared.
In hindsight, how big was that alley-oop? I mean, it was a fantastic play, but it also stopped a big Louisiana Tech run. Now it's all Western Kentucky up 15. Little battle inside, ball's out of bounds. And it's going to be Western Kentucky ball.
Tremendous defense there by Savage. They're just getting all the 50-50 balls, the loose balls, anything that's a hustle play. West Kentucky has done a really good job of converting, and La Tech is just daylight dollar short, as they say.
Western Kentucky can stick with these black jerseys. First time they've worn them.
Yeah, they were pretty happy when they rolled them out.
Indeed.
I remember when I was a player, Coach Massimino let us wear black shoes. We were so happy. We got our tails kicked to last that game, and they never came out again. They never came out again.
Black working.
Never forget that.
Western Kentucky.
Don't bet on black.
Carson Williams between the legs. Pump fake. Signature move. And he'll get to the free throw line. That little head fake, coach, just gets him to the free throw line where he just lights out.
Yeah, he's just so agile. They love running that action where they get him driving with his right hand. Once he gets you up, he can spin. He's nifty in there. Strong. He can take contact and finish. Stepped up. Charles Bassey goes out and he's just taking this game. That's how life happens. Addition through subtraction sometimes, and not with Charles Bassey, that is, but he got an opportunity. He stepped up. If Charles Bassey was here, none of this probably happens. So credit him. He didn't knock down any of those free throws, but credit him for stepping up in the wake of that massive injury.
17 for 21 at the free throw line for Western Kentucky. As Gene is off the mark, Carson Williams at the rebound. Meanwhile, Louisiana Tech just 3 free throw attempts in the game.
That's what they do. They don't foul. Isn't that amazing?
We knew it was a storyline going in, but that is massive. 15 more points from the free throw line for Western Kentucky over Louisiana Tech. Cam Justice driving. And he's going back, guess where? To the free throw line.
You got to understand how unbelievable discipline that must be, because you don't give them extra easy points at the foul line. That's what not fouling does, because you need to make threes, you need fast break points, and you need to get to the foul line. That makes you a great offensive team that can score, between 75 to 80 points a game. If you're not allowing teams to get to the foul line, that takes off probably at least 10 points per game.
Back-to-back plays where Amari Archibald picked up fouls. That was just his fifth. So he takes a seat, finishes the game with 8 points. Frustrating night for him. But it's a tough night overall for Louisiana Tech. Just an uncharacteristic game. They entered on a 4-game winning streak. Western Kentucky had dropped their last 2, and their level of focus in this game has been tremendous.
Got to get the split. Got to move on from this game. Cameron Justice, how about him? Got to get on Coach Stansbury. He made it seem like he wasn't going to play. This guy's coming out and had a decent game. I'm like, come on, Coach.
Yeah, Cam Justice has been in and out of the lineup since January 9th with a bulging disc in his back. Being thought about this play. Drive. Kick it out is deflected. Ledoux handle. And almost stolen away again, and we have a foul.
They just have their hands on all the balls. And it just seems like they have more energy. Obviously, they're at home, playing in front of their home crowd. Coach Stansbury channeling the word emotion. They're the team that played with the emotion tonight, and the score reflects that.
How deflating is that from a Louisiana Tech standpoint when you just can't seem to get a handle on the ball and get clean possession?
It's what playing on the road is, right? It's the most difficult situation. Jay Wright working for him and being mentored by him. Being on the road is the most difficult situation, right? It's the most difficult situation you can be in, and you have to be mentally tough, and especially when you're playing against a tough opponent that doesn't lose in their home arena. It's not easy.
Well on their way to improving to 10-1 here in Western Kentucky. Tavion Hollingsworth layup, no good. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. Under 2 minutes to go in the second half. Nice pass. Pemberton with the pump fake. Left-hand layup, good.
Louisiana Tech, either they're going to concede this or they're going to trap and try to go after them, get some traps, maybe get some steals. So run and jump action there. But this one is going to be tough to come back from 15 down with a minute and change.
It's been all Western Kentucky. Justice handle. Western Kentucky, they're able to hold on as Rawls fires from deep.
How about that one?
How about an exclamation point from his performance tonight? The freshman has been tremendous.
Played great, representing Chattanooga. Mr. Rawls looking good.
Let's take another look at it. Jordan Rawls, the freshman from Chattanooga, career high 19 points. All Western Kentucky here on CBS Sports Network. Back here at Diddle Arena, all Western Kentucky. Let's have a look at the game summary brought to you by AT&T.
Bottom line is points off turnovers. See right here, that's the game right there. Period. They have done a tremendous job of scoring off of turnovers. It was the key to the game to limit turnovers, and La Tech did not do a great job of that. And Bracy, 3 for 11 from the field goal. It's just tough to win it. And here's the deal, Mike. It's like that. As they say, it beats like that sometimes. And when you go on the road, it's just a very difficult uphill battle when you get down early.
They played well on the road this season. They came in averaging 12 turnovers a game. 15 tonight has been big. And Jordan Rawls, the man right there, the freshman, has been tremendous. Career high 19 points.
How about Savage and Hollingsworth have only scored 14 points. And they're winning. It's amazing. These guys are going to be tough. You're talking about pushing towards March, getting ready for March Madness, that tournament down in Dallas. Be careful.
Rawls going to fire again. Too strong. Kobe Williams. Nice crossover. Finishes with the layup. The young man has a 45-inch vertical. We heard about your speed, coach. What about your vertical?
Not quite on the vertical.
Not quite on.
Not quite. I can do horizontal real well.
Under 30 seconds to go. Rawls going to try again. Short on the three-point attempt. That ought to do it. Blackout here in Western Kentucky. Kobe almost lost the handle on it. The fans showed up, the players showed out.
Yeah, just not a great showing by La Tech. We're back to the drawing board. They'll be back. They'll be ready to play next game out.
Little three-pointer to tighten the game, and that's how it will conclude. Your final score, Western Kentucky 65, Louisiana Tech 54. Huge performance for the Hilltoppers again, with the goal of finishing at the top of the Conference USA standings. As we take a look, Coach, North Texas with the win a little bit earlier, and Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech now knotted up 8-3 in conference play.
I mean, it's tightening up. You can see going down the stretch as they get into their bonus conference play. It's going to be important. It's going to be really important to see who plays where on the road. But both these teams are pretty good teams, and we'll see as they get going from here.
Huge performance for the Hilltoppers in getting the win. For Chris Walker and our entire crew, I'm Michael Grady. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We now send you back to Dana Jacobson and our crew in our New York studio.
Nearly perfect.
I love the Hilltopper. I don't know about everybody else. Welcome. Welcome into our studios here. Dana Jacobson, Seth Davis, Khalid El-Amin, John Rothstein here as we just wrap up Western Kentucky getting the victory, as some would say, over Louisiana Tech, John.
Well, in a lot of ways, Western Kentucky over the last month has been held together with Scotch tape and bubble gum. They lose Charles Bassey. Cam Justice was out of the lineup. It's a big boost for them to get him back. But this is a team, again, that has the pedigree of advancing far in the Conference USA tournament over the past couple of years. They haven't broken through under Rick Stansbury, but this is a program that has won multiple high major games in the past couple of seasons, starting to hit their stride. Jordan Rawls, buy stock now. Ending
a 2-game losing streak there. They'd won 5 in a row before that, and they have the Hilltopper. Who doesn't love the Hilltopper? All right, coming up in just a few minutes on CBS Sports Network, number 2 Gonzaga hosting Loyola Marymount. We're going to take you right up until tip. Don't go away.